Hey, Eastern Oregon. Thanks for joining us this morning on this Tuesday, July the 6th on AM on EOAlive, your connection to Eastern Oregon.
You're getting better at that. You're getting better at that. You're getting better. You're getting better. ABC.
Yeah.
How do you catch Will Smith in the snow?
How?
You follow the Fresh Prince. You might not get that. You might be too old for that.
I am too old for that. What are you talking about?
Yeah. you didn't get it?
I don't know.
Will Smith?
No, I did get it. I did get it. I did get it. Yeah.
All right.
So, hey, I don't know that our comments are going to Facebook. I pulled up our, so they're not, I'm not seeing that. So, I don't know. Anyhow, so hey, if you're watching today, let us know you're here. Somebody comment and see if they're coming up on our comments here on our screen. You can join us here at EOA.news. You put that right in the URL, right in the designation of the website. Yeah.
Our comments are going through.
Oh, good. So maybe it's just on my mobile device here. Good. So anyhow, so join us, and if you want to jump onto the program and show your face and ask some questions and give us a little bit of a hard time, we'd love to hear from you. So all right.
Maybe on Thursdays. Not too hard of a time on Tuesdays, though. It'd be easier.
Yeah, we're just, especially this Tuesday, which feels very much like a Monday for me. I wasn't in the office yesterday. So, yeah. Well, hey, how was your 4th of July, man?
That's great. We went out to Buffalo Peak. We got there way early. I was like, Ben, we're going to get out there early and mingle. And nobody else got there till like 8 o'clock. Ben and I were. But I think in the next few years, as it grows, there'll be more and more stuff to do. They're talking about like having food out there and entertainment and making it like a real, like get together. There was quite a few people out there. It took a while to get out of the parking mess up there, but it was excellent. It was good.
Where were the spectators? Were they down below?
Wherever they wanted to be.
But they weren't letting they weren't letting them up to the golf course though, right?
Yeah, they
ended up letting them come up to the golf course.
They were never not going to let them up. It was just parking. Parking was the issue. You could only park up top in the beginning if you had a handicap.
Oh, I see.
Because they don't have a lot of space up there. And then they just started letting people through until it got filled up. But a lot of people parked in this new residential area down below and watched. And a lot of people rode bikes or walked. Lee Wright showed up right when Bennett and I went down to the bottom in the golf cart. So he got a VIP ride back to the top.
Well, cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. We set up right on the tee box on 10, which is halfway up the hill. And we drove around the entire golf course looking for a spot, and we decided that would be the best spot away from people. And it turned out good.
Well, good. Well, it's kind of funny because I enjoyed, we were at Wallowa Lake for the weekend, and we ended up not enduring the crowd to go watch the fireworks that were a mile from us, but instead watch the ones on TV in La Grande. So
yeah, it was cool. It was we went live a little earlier and pointed it towards La Grande because people were shooting off fireworks over there.
Yeah,
it was funny. Somebody posted on Facebook. They were like, it's the 5th of July. How many more fireworks do you have? There were people firing them off last night too. In my neighborhood, anyways.
Oh, I see.
The Observer did an article about it. The headline was "Fires and Fireworks Banned in." Don't quote me on this, but this is close to it. Fires and fireworks banned in La Grande didn't stop people from being patriotic or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
From enjoying the patriotism.
Yeah, no, somebody had said that it was like you wouldn't have known that there was a fireworks ban in La Grande on that night because there was just a lot going on.
Well, you got to understand where we're at too, right?
Yeah.
You ban fireworks in Eastern Oregon. People are like, "Oh, hold my beer."
Yeah, I know that, and that was when it came through. I mean, I know why I know the guys in the fire department. I know why they did that, and so on and so forth. But yeah, my first thought was like, yeah, right. It's like you're not gonna get a lot of compliance there. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I didn't know Somerville even had the fireworks, but Union County didn't ban fires or fireworks, so that's why they were able to have the show still. And there was one fire. I mean, it didn't get bigger than probably, I don't know, the size of a car, maybe a little bigger.
Yeah.
But there wasn't like a huge rush to get it put out because there's really nowhere for it to go out there. I mean, it would burn that sagebrush up quick. That we call it the whatever rattlesnake habitat.
Yeah.
But there's not really anywhere it can really go after that unless it goes towards town. And I mean, there's water between it and town. Everybody had their sprinklers on down below, like the fields were watered. So, I mean, I think it was 100% safe.
Well, and it sounds like there was. I mean, I think I saw a picture on social media, and the fire guys that were right there on location.
There was like 4 or 5 fire trucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Bennett and I got to go down in the pit and talk to the guys before the show.
What was that like?
It was cool. Well, of course, I ended up knowing a couple of them, and then we're talking, and he's telling stories in front of Bennett that about my younger days.
I should have been there.
Shouldn't have been hearing.
We should have had a recorder running.
And then no, it was cool. They were telling us how they do it, and like what happens if there is something that goes on, and they do it all by hand with flares.
Flare? Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like over, I think, almost 300 fireworks all lit by hand.
And is it a big pile of sand that they put, and then they put tubes in it?
Yeah, they got a bunch of sand, and then they had a memorial for one of their guys that they worked with that passed away. They had his hard hat on it, and they had it painted with a U.S. flag, and it was on a stick. And
oh, that's cool.
I don't remember the guy's name, but they lost one of their guys in the last few years, and so they made a memorial for him. And they put it right by the grand finale because the grand finale was his thing. If anybody knows who that was, put it up here. Comment if anybody knows who was on that.
And those guys were all local, so they contract. You talk about that a little bit. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're all contract workers. They work for like Western Firework Displays or something like that, and they get all their training, and they live right here in LeGrand. They have regular jobs. One day a year, they're pyrotechnics, and they get to blow stuff up and get paid for it. But they have to be really close to the stuff they blow up, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, you're looking right down a 3-inch tube or 4-inch tube with a big old.
See, I'd love to sometime put a GoPro right, maybe next year when we do the fireworks display, just like have either one right there or one facing straight up from the tubes. I just think that'd be very cool.
That's one of the things Bennett and I talked about. We were like, dude, could you imagine it, like if they just let us lay in here and point the camera straight up?
I would totally do that.
Laying on the ground, I would, but Bennett would.
I totally would do that. Yep.
No way. What if one of them big old embers falls right on you? They were hitting the ground all over the place.
Well, were they?
Yeah, I told you one of them started a fire about the size.
Well,
of the
right,
top.
yeah. Could you hear them thump, or were they just like they were like floating down?
No, you could hear the tube from where we were at, and then you could hear there wasn't any really like loud ones. Like, you know how some fireworks shows like you get those ones that you feel inside of you.
Yeah,
we weren't close. We were either weren't close enough, or there weren't any that had that kind of percussion.
Huh.
I mean, we were pretty close. We weren't like. I mean, we were on 10. They shot it off on the driving range, which is just down the hill from 10. It's not that far away.
Now, did they had music going up there too? And
well, we just talked Dana into getting his little PA out and cranking some tunes up because it's
okay,
yeah.
Okay. and then you had, and then did you have was there was there Snack Shack open there or anything?
Nope.
But it was just,
No, that takes the. I think they closed everything because they didn't want to be liable for people because they sell alcohol out there, and they said no coolers, no alcohol, no, you couldn't bring in anything, and closing the doors keeps them from being liable if somebody. Yeah.
Well, cool deal, man. What is that? Did you forget to turn your phone off?
No, it's vibrating really loud.
Yeah.
That was on vibrate.
I know that's the same thing as like forgetting to
vibrating my whole desk.
Well, look at how pretty it is out there right now, man.
Yeah, it's gonna get hot today, boy.
Yeah, let's look at that.
We're going right back to it. No humidity, really. I mean, a very light,
pretty dry day.
Yep, dry and hot. 98 degrees in the afternoon.
Yep, 100 degrees.
The day.
Yep.
It's crazy because this week it's going to be hot. The heat of the day is going to come at the right time of the day, right? Last week it was all coming at like 6 o'clock in the night. Now it's coming at 3, which is when it should come.
So this would be a little bit more traditional feel. So, and then this is tomorrow.
Yep, all manageable. That's not like dying hot.
Yeah, a little bit cooler tomorrow.
I don't think we had the AC on at all yesterday.
Really?
Well, me and Bennett, I don't think Bennett knows how to operate it, and I don't know how to operate it, so I don't touch it.
It should have been on.
Does it come on its own?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was on then, yeah.
Yeah.
On a timer.
When we get here in the morning, though, it's not on normally, and so I kick it now and then.
Gotcha.
Well, hey, so we have Arlan Miesner. Today we're going to be talking about Crazy Days, which is coming up. Taylor is going to be joining us here just a little bit. He's going to be popping into the program. Again, if there's any of you that want to jump in, go to EOA.news. Put that URL in the bar. And again, you can't really do a search for it in Google. You have to type that into the URL, the top of your browser, that location. And it kind of takes you through a procedure and you can jump in. And so Taylor's going to be jumping in here around 8:30ish and stuff. But for now, it's really good to have Arlan with us. And how are you doing this morning, man?
I'm great. Just happy to be.
Good. So Arlan is a part of the Crazy Car Club. That's not the correct term, but it's
Timber Cruisers Car Club.
Timber Cruisers Car Club. And you guys have been doing the car show that kind of inhabits the middle of the street for several blocks during Crazy Days. And you guys have been doing that for a long time, right?
Yeah, I think this is 13 or 14. I can't remember.
Okay.
That we've done it. Other groups did it before us. Corvette Club did it before us. The Lions Club before them. Not sure how far back it goes.
Yeah.
What kind of ride you got?
I got a 59 Chevy Bel Air.
Oh, nice. What color?
Red with white top.
Popular. That's the popular color in that year, huh?
Yeah, red's always popular, no matter what you have.
Did you have one of those when you were a young person?
No, I'm too young for that. No, I did my driver's training in high school in a 59 Chevy, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, it just happened to be for sale when I retired, so I bought it, and that was 23 years ago. So I've still got it, and I do a little more to it each year, and eventually it'll be done, and then I'll have to start all over again.
Is it all original?
No, it's pretty well modified. The body's all original, but everything that you can't see is modified.
Does that have the original motor in it, or
no? It's
what's
a
it got in
1972 350 with the 3-speed automatic.
So that's what, a turbo 400,
turbo 350,
300, turbo 350.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, cool. Well, tell us about the car show and what you guys do and how many people come. Just kind of give us some details, Arlan.
Okay, I can give you some numbers. We have roughly 100 to 125 cars plus the club members. So all the club members probably 20 members. So that'll be another 20 cars roughly. Some have 3 or 4, but they don't bring them all. So we'll have 125 to 150 cars total. And our normal is that about 2/3 of those are from outside of Union County. And we get them from all over Oregon, Washington, Idaho. We have one registered from California this year. He was here 2 or 3 years ago, and he's coming back again. So they come from all over. We send out registrations from previous years. We send them out every spring, and I go to a lot of car shows and hand out registrations. So we get the word out.
I judged the car show in Dallas for like 6 years in a row. It used to be called Crazy Days in Dallas too, but they changed the name because crazy is not politically correct anymore.
Oh my, okay.
That's on the west side of the state.
It still is in Eastern Oregon, though.
Yeah. But yeah, I did they would assign 2 or 3 judges to each class.
Yeah.
I think last year I did, or not last year, the last time I did it, I think I did like 80 and before Corvettes.
Wow. Okay.
Because they had different, how they have different classes based on, whether the car's modified,
20
year.
some different classes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, actually.
Yeah. Well, if we need another judge, I know who to call.
That's
I've
right.
done it before. Yep. And I'm not like into building cars, but my best friend was, and we're still best friends. And we spent a lot of time working on his car. So I got to know he's got a 52 Willys. He's got a 1930 Ford Model A. He's got a 67 El Camino.
Wow.
He's a car dude.
Neat.
And so you guys, and it's not just people who build cars. I mean, I remember sometimes it's like, there was a Tesla that was down there a couple of years ago,
it was, brand new,
and so some of those people are just local people that know that people would be interested in looking in their car, and they get a lot of questions, and so they just enter into it also.
Sure. Yeah. Any nice car, everything's, even the new ones are really nice. I've been to a lot of shows, and there's a lot of the new Camaros and Challengers and Mustangs there. So, and Chargers. And so there's a lot of new cars, new Corvettes. So it doesn't have to be old.
Yeah. I got a 04 Chevy Aveo with 3 hubcaps that sputters when it starts.
Sounds perfect.
I'm serious about the 3 hubcaps.
Okay, that's
You think
fine.
I'm joking? It doesn't even have a driver's side door handle.
It's in progress. Just not quite done yet.
Yeah. Work in progress. Whip. It's my whip.
So there's your website. So can people still register, Arlan, if they want to?
Yeah, you can register right up to Saturday morning, the 17th, if you want to. But we'd love to have you come out to Riverside Park on the Friday night of the 16th, because we'll be out at Riverside Park. So it's kind of a meet and greet. A lot of the out-of-town people who come for the weekend will go there, and it's just a good way to get to meet everybody. So it's just an informal come and say hello kind of a thing for the participants.
So, so talk about the events that you do. You start on Friday, and I don't know, kind of take us through the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Friday night from 5 till whenever you get tired of telling your car stories. We'll be out at Riverside Park, and the Dusty Spur will be out there with pulled pork sandwiches. The participants will get a free sandwich. And Saturday morning we'll start downtown and start parking cars probably 7-ish, and we'll be downtown all day. And we have a poker walk that goes through different stores downtown. We'll have, trying to think of all the things we have. We have live music. We have Frank Carlson, who now lives in Baker City. So he does a lot of oldies, Elvis and Roy Orbison. He's really fun to listen to. I really enjoy him. So everybody seems to enjoy him. So he'll be there all day. And we'll give out the awards about 2 o'clock. And after that, we'll head down to Safeway and gather up. And whoever wants to go, we'll do a poker run out through the valley. It's just a way to get to show people around our area, the out-of-towners, because you just see LeGrand from the freeway. It's not the most beautiful city in town, in the country. So we like to take them out in the country and show them all the nice farmland and beautiful things out there. We'll end up give out the awards for that. We'll end up downtown, and all the participants will get a $10 food voucher, and there'll be a list of about 12 restaurants that are participating in that, so they can take that downtown and use that. And then we'll cruise Adams Avenue after that from 7 to 8:30, and we draw the placard in your windshield. We'll draw those numbers and give out cash. And a lot of the merchants downtown have bought what they call a cruise plaque. So they'll be standing along Adams Avenue and pick out their favorite car, just step out in the street and hand the plaque to the driver and thank him for coming. And it's just a way to get people to come downtown and enjoy the cars. And the people enjoy driving around if there's people out there to see them and enjoy it. So
yeah, we participate in the thing from 7 to 8:30.
yes.
And actually we'll be streaming that in cooperation with Pepsi. They're sponsoring that event.
Yes.
And then we have bought a plaque
Yes,
the last several years, and it's a fun thing, I mean, it's because people just they just cruise the strip, and people kind of congregate at Max Square. There'll be Pepsi drinks that'll be free there, given away, and they can just hang out and watch the cars go by. Sometimes the guys do peel outs and show off and rev their motors, and then there's just all kind. I mean, there's some really gorgeous cars, and then there's some works in progress that go by.
Yeah. Some rat rods. There's
some
just
rat
all
rods.
kinds
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to mention our sponsors, though.
Okay.
None of this would be possible without our sponsors, and that's MJ Goss Motors, the Marketplace. I have to get these all in my head here, or I'll forget somebody. Les Schwab Tires, LeGrand Auto Repair, that's Joe Horst, and Richardson's Paint and Performance. He's a newest sponsor this year. So he used to work for Eric Lawrence, and now he started his own shop. So anyway, we appreciate their help. We couldn't do this without them, because they give us a big fat check, and we give it all back to the participants. When we first started out, they said, well, we don't want to have you collect a bunch of money to donate to some cause. We want you to give it all to the participants. So that's what we do. We don't make any money on it. We give it all back. So that's why we pay money for the poker walk and the poker cruise, and we buy the trophies and the dinners. And so thanks to these 5 sponsors, those things are all paid.
What kind of paint you got on your car? PPG?
I don't have any idea.
You don't know what kind of paint?
No, I don't.
Better not be Martin Senior.
I just write.
Who painted it for you? I'll tell you what kind of paint you have on your car.
Oh, well, it was out of town. It was a friend of a friend that lives over out of Vail, and he owns a big farm over there, and he has a big 4-bay shop, and he does a couple of cars every winter. So I took it over there on Halloween, and he had it all winter, and I drove it home the 1st of May.
Nice.
He rebuilt everything, rebuilt the motor, everything.
Nice.
Painted it. So that was about 2006. So it's still got that same paint on it, but I did take it into Richardson's the other day and had the underside of the hood painted, because I was being thrifty at the time when we did this. didn't get the underside of the hood painted. So now it is. One of the things we did this year, you do a little bit every year. So
yeah, very cool.
I had a friend in high school who on a weekend she painted her car with spray cans.
sure.
Yeah.
Good old rattle cans.
Good old rattle can. Yeah. It was funny because it was like, I mean, it just had the strangest look because it wasn't even. It looked like it had been
It's hard to
painted
get
with
it perfect. Yeah. Maybe one more coat would have helped.
maybe
Yeah,
one
right. 82 rattle cans later.
Yeah.
who made the paint? True Value. That's who made the
There
paint.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because for car touch up, I used to work for PPG here in town for Freddie. For car touch up, they put automotive paint in spray cans for you.
Yes, they do.
And you can do your touch up like that. They have a camera that they put on the paint on the car, and it takes a picture and it gives you a code, and then that code you put into the computer and it gives you a readout of exactly how many parts of each color of paint to make that color.
I think most of the body shops have that.
Yeah, they didn't
can
back
do
in
that.
the day.
Yeah,
they
do
didn't
now.
back when I
Yeah.
worked for Freddie. We would mix the paint for them and bring it to them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That was fun.
Well, Arlan, thank you so much for jumping in this morning. And again, this week, is that next? No, it's 2 weekends from now, right?
Yeah. 16th and 17th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
16th and 17th.
So
If somebody
we need some local people to bring their cars out. So bring them out. You can call me or check our website. You can print off the registration or just show up Friday evening at Riverside Park or Saturday morning downtown.
Yeah. And what does it cost for them to enter?
It's $30.
Okay.
But you get 2 meals for 2 people.
Oh,
So you get 4 meals for your $30. So
wow.
That's a pretty good deal.
your money ahead right there. So
yeah, you're definitely ain't going in the hole.
no,
That's right.
That's thanks to our sponsors.
Yeah, I could put my Subaru in. Kyle, you could, yeah.
Hey, we'll take it.
Don't do it. Don't
It
do
was
it.
funny. People would go by, they'd walk by like, is there anything special? No,
They'd be
nothing
like, why is that idiot driving
Yeah,
his
why-
car
yeah.
right in the middle of a car
Why
show?
is that here? Yeah.
Well, one of the guys here in our club he went over to Lewiston to the car show, and he has a car trailer. So he put his car on the trailer, took it over there, and he was unloading over in Lewiston, and some guy was walking by and he looked at the car and he says, "Man, that looks like a driver. Why did you haul that over?" He said, "Because I was afraid it wouldn't make it this far." So they don't have to be great, you just bring what you got, we love them all.
It must have been a Ford.
No, it wasn't.
Good.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, Arlan. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on here. So
Yeah. And
come see us.
yeah, you're welcome to hang around in the other room, or you can take off whenever you want. Thanks so much.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right.
Well, that was cool. All
Yeah.
right. So we have Taylor in the queue. Can you hear us okay, Taylor? Give me a thumbs up. All right.
He can hear it, yeah.
So he's ready to go. All righty. So we're gonna pull him in. Hey Taylor, how you doing this morning?
Good morning. How are
Good.
you?
We are alive and well and doing good. So Taylor is the executive director of Main Street Downtown LeGrand. I didn't quite say that right. Did I say
LeGrand Main Street downtown.
LeGrand Main Street Downtown? Yeah, which I should have. I'm the president of that organization. I should have the correct order. But yeah, anyhow, which is for those people is like, what is that? And it's the Downtown Business Association in LeGrand. And
Yes.
so Taylor's our executive director. And a lot of people don't know that these big events that happen downtown, the trick or treat that goes on, the Christmas parade, and also Crazy Days
Yep.
is organized and put on by Main Street, and Main Street does a lot of other things, but those are the forward-facing events that you, as an executive director, spend a lot of time organizing and putting together. And so, along with the car show, which is we kind of collaborate with them, and I mean what a great relationship that is. I'm so thankful that we have them. Why don't you talk to us about what's happening? We didn't have a Crazy Days last year.
Yeah.
And so talk to us what's happening. Talk to us about what's happening this year, Taylor.
So this year we're plunging back in feet first. I'm really excited for it because I did really miss it last year. It was one of my favorite things before then, and it was a real bummer to have to not do it in the midst of the pandemic. But we're excited. We're bringing it back. We're going to have food vendors downtown. We're going to have craft vendors downtown. We're going to have some family-friendly activities. So alongside the car show, we're going to have the Island City Lions are bringing the pig train down. So that's going to be a really fun activity for kids. And we have a few other kids activities planned. It's going to be hot. So we are very excited that we're also going to have the shower tower, where the fire department sets up the hose to spray down a deluge on one of the side streets. And Lemonade Days is happening as well, the entrepreneurial program where kids in groups go through the entire process to start their own lemonade stand business. They have to get a micro loan, they have to make their business plan, get the ingredients, make the lemonade, figure out how they want to decorate their booth. And then on the Saturday of Crazy Days, they do it.
Wow. Well, very cool. And so does it happen Friday and Saturday? Talk about the actual event itself and the times and so on and so forth.
Yes. So Friday, it's afternoon, and for some reason I can't think of the hours off of my head, but late afternoon, early evening. There are going to be some vendors out. The streets are not going to be closed yet, but there will be some vendors, and there are going to be some sidewalk sales, which is a major component of Crazy Days, where different retail businesses have some things out on the street to sell. And then Saturday is the big one, basically the same hours as the car show. So we're going to have the street closure, all the side streets closed, and we're going to have, as well as the car show, vendors set up, sidewalk sales, some informational booths as well, or different organizations are going to be out in the community, getting to know people and offering resources.
So, and normally so if families come down and they come down at 10-ish, is that kind of, I'm trying,
Yes.
I don't remember. Okay. And they come down at 10 and just hang out. There'll be a place where they can get food, they can get lunch.
Yes.
The kids will be able to run through the fire truck sprinkler to get cool if they need to. They'll be shopping along the way and different activities. I mean, it's just Crazy Days. It's just a wonderful it's just a wonderful representation of what LeGrand is and the Grand Ronde Valley. It's just a cool event.
It is. I love it. It is, I am very much, very, oh dear.
It's okay. You're still good.
Still
Keep
on?
going.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Just a camera move. Yeah. I very much feel very paternal towards all of our events with Main Street, and you're not supposed to pick favorites, but Crazy Days kind of is, because I love it. Yeah. It's a fantastic event. It's incredibly family friendly. There's all the cool cars, which, although he's moved on a little more towards pirates, my eldest still really loves and points out every classic car he sees while we're driving around. And it's an amazing day, an amazing couple of days. And honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing where it can go. I think we're doing a couple of interesting new things with it. We're having a couple of extra events that haven't always been a part of Crazy Days, and so I'm just looking forward to seeing it grow and flourish year after year.
Now you're from out of the area. You've been in LeGrand a couple of years. Why don't you talk about, the positive when you first came to LeGrand, its uniqueness, the things that you have loved about it, and I don't talk about that a little bit, because sometimes from the outside we lose sight of those things.
Yeah, well, I mean, Crazy Days is a really fantastic example of that. There is nothing like that in the suburban town that I grew up in. It's a sense of community. On Crazy Days, I'm going to be walking around and I'm going to recognize people left and right. It's going to be great seeing everyone out in the community. Working with all of these vendors and, businesses is fantastic. I know people and I feel like I'm part of a community. And, that's something I was really missing in a more suburban oriented town. There's just, you might know your neighbors to the left and right, maybe the neighbors across the street. And beyond that, it's just, there's nowhere to forge that sense of community. And that's what I love about being in a small town. That's what I love about working with Main Street, is that all of those bonds are really, really strong. It's been fantastic. That's the number one thing for me, is really just that, you get to know people in the community, which is not an option in some places.
Yeah. Well, cool. So let's talk real quick before we quit here, Taylor, about the next event. Beer Fest is coming up.
It is.
Yeah. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, Beer Fest is August 14th, rapidly approaching. I'm very excited for it. Tickets are on sale now on eobeerfest.org. We do have some, last I checked, VIP tickets left, although those are going to go soon. I would highly recommend that people go for that, because the Beer Fest is going to be on Saturday the 14th from 1 to 9 p.m. at the fairgrounds. But if you get the VIP ticket, you get access to the fairgrounds an hour earlier, and we're also going to have a VIP only party the night before, on Friday the 13th, on the rooftop at Marketplace Fresh Foods. Yes, it is going to be on Friday the 13th. It shouldn't be too spooky though. But we're going to have a preview of beers up there. We're going to have representatives from breweries up there. And so the VIP experience is really going to be a special one this year. We were excited to bring that back. I think we took 1 or 2 years off from doing VIP, but we've brought it back and are really excited for it. But the festival is shaping up to be fantastic. We're going to have some great local food vendors. We're going to have some great craft vendors. We're going to have 2 fantastic bands playing at different points in the day. We have Coyote Kings out of Walla Walla, and we have the Wasteland Kings, local favorites, playing later into the evening. So we're very excited about that. And of course, the real highlight is the beer. And we are going to have a lot of beer coming, fantastic beer from breweries, locally, from the wider state, and even some from out of state. It's going to be a really fantastic selection. So anyone who is a beer enthusiast, this is the event to go to. So again, tickets are on pre-sale, eobeerfest.org, and they are $25 pre-sale, $30 at the gate, and VIP is $50. Pre-sale only.
Very cool.
Very cool.
All righty. Well, and that's another big fundraising event that Main Street does, and raising those funds allows us, pays for part of your salary, and allows us to have a performing Main Street downtown.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
for people that might not understand what that means, Main Street is a big national organization, and part of what happens is that there's grant funds that are available. They distribute grant funds to communities. And since we have an executive director, we have a performing Main Street downtown organization, then I think, if I'm remembering right, that over the last 3 or 4 years, there's been $200,000. Is that right? That has come into our community, at least that amount, maybe
Yeah,
more.
I think it might be $300,000 in grants. The Oregon Main Street Revitalization Grant, because we're at that performing level, we have a really great long-standing Main Street program with a lot of excellent features, and we're fully accredited. And so that really gave us preference for getting those grants. So the IOOF building, which is the newish home of Tap That Growlers, a major renovation project was then there with the help of the Oregon Main Street Revitalization Grant. And then the Putnam Building and Liberty Theater are together on another grant that we're actually getting ready to close out pretty soon. It's very exciting. And of course, that's where the Liberty Theater Cafe is located, and then the historic Liberty Theater. So yeah, that has been a fantastic resource with the state coordinating program. And in fact, it's very exciting news. They have just announced that they have received funding from the legislature to do some more Oregon Main Street Revitalization grants. So we may be looking at that in the very near future, identifying some good projects to put up for that once again.
Yeah, and anyone who understands economic development is that when money outside of our community comes in, that's a really good thing. That's a big win. And
it is.
yeah, and so so that's $300,000 that came into the community to build businesses and organizations and revitalization that just we would not have had it not been that we had a performing Main Street. And I know that's not very exciting, but for the dollars and cents, it really does make sense and works. So all righty. Well, thank you, Taylor.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming in this morning. We'll talk soon. All righty, man.
All right. Let me give you some Oregon facts, and then I'll do my list real fast.
Okay.
Eugene was the first city in Oregon to have one-way streets.
Really?
The state birthday of Oregon is none other than Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Huh.
Darlingtonia Wayside is Oregon's only rare plant sanctuary. Do you know where it's at?
No.
Florence, Oregon.
Huh.
In 1885, Louis Pasteur successfully tested his anti-rabies vaccine. The ironic part is the child that was used in the test later became the director of the Pasteur Institute. 1923.
Was that in Oregon somewhere?
No, these are on this day. 1885.
Sorry. Okay, got it.
On this day in 1923, the USSR was established. On this day in 1942, Anne Frank and her family went into hiding in the attic from the Nazis. They were there for almost a month, and that's where she wrote her famous diary.
Huh.
1947, the AK-47 went into production in the Soviet Union. That's all I got, man. There wasn't a lot that happened today. The number one song, what do you think it is, BC? Still.
Same thing.
Still Paula. Quote for the day. Some people feel the rain. Others just get wet. Bob Marley. Some people feel the rain. Others just get wet.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. That's all we got on a Tuesday.
All righty.
Sports show, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 5:30 p.m. News. Evening news roundup, 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Weather, Fridays at 6. AM on EOAlive, 8 o'clock, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We got some stuff coming up, too. This weekend, I'll be up at EOU doing the public address announcing for the Oregon Junior State Softball Tournament. That's 14 and under. And on August 7th, we'll be broadcasting the East-West Shrine game from Baker City.
That's a huge deal. We'll be talking more about that. But we're very excited about that. Preparing already. I think we'll have a crew of 10 or 12 people that will be over there for that day. It's a big deal. So.
Big deal. Yep. Appreciate you, Eastern Oregon. We'll see you on Thursday.
All right. Soon.